In their conversation with Norton, I learned that there are dozens of planets near Gok, just like there is Mars near our Earth. Venus is like Jupiter. These planets are also orbiting a massive. Stars like the Sun are rotating. Some planets have moons. Large planets have dozens of moons. Their civilization began on one of these planets. And then they invented the light-speed flying saucer. Has just begun large-scale development of other nearby planets. Planets near Gok. Most of them have been developed by the Goks. Planets are habitable. Some are already inhabited by many people. Well, one time, I rode in a flying saucer with Norton Sudale Willie. Visited several planets near Gok's planet. First of all, we went to a garbage planet. This planet is full of junk. Thin air. Not suitable for human respiration. UFOs hovering above the junk planet. Norton and Sudale landed on this junk planet. Willie stays with me on the UFO. Willie says our goblin ball. The environmental requirements are extremely stringent. A lot of junk produced by the goblin ball, especially scrapped flying saucers, are shipped to this junk planet for decomposition and disposal. Useful materials will be shipped back for use after processing. The vast majority of junk planets are robots working. Someone is on a passing planet. Operate these robots remotely. In our second stop, we flew over a giant planet. UFOs hover in the air. It's full of tall metal buildings. The planet is silvery white, but it's still desolate. There are no plants on the planet. At least I looked hard and didn't find any plants. This is our home planet. We call it the Silver Star. Norton's words took me by surprise. We Goks originated on this silver planet. This planet was originally like your Earth. Full of green. Full of life. Unfortunately, due to the nuclear war that lasted for a long time. According to your terrestrial time unit, hundreds of years. We almost destroyed the planet. The surface of this planet was devastated by nuclear weapons. No longer fit for human habitation. People had to move to live underground. Fortunately, soon after, we deciphered the essence of the factory. Invented the flying saucer. We first developed the passing planets near the Silver Star. We work hard to transform the passing planet. To make the environment of Gothic habitable for us. Now Gok is our main star. It's the center of our power and our technology. All other planets are under the jurisdiction of the Gothic planet. Most of the people living on Silver Star now are virtual humans. And the underground people who live underground all year round. The flying saucer entered the interior of the Silver Star through a passage. Into the Silver Star. Norton put a ring around my neck. The air beneath Silver Star may not be suitable for Earthlings. This ring can block air from entering my nose and mouth. They can fly through the human factory on the flying saucer. Scanning device. Remotely teleport blood oxygen into my body. We got off the flying saucer. Start taking another form of transportation. Looks like a convertible, but there are no wheels. Floating about 2 meters above the ground. Not moving fast. You can see the surrounding scenery at a glance. Very suitable for sightseeing. The inside of the Silver Star is like a centipede's body. A very large main hole. There are many small holes around that connect to the big hole. Listen to them. There is still some evidence under the main hole. The main cave has many layers. We also saw some huge underground spaces. In these underground spaces, you can see a lot of green and yellow plants. All colors. Extremely vivid. Like living in the sun. But it can be depressing. It feels like the space is still not big enough. There is no comfortable feeling of living under the blue sky and white clouds. We see, on the wall of the big hole, There's a lot of avatars walking around. There's a lot of light coming towards us, passing through our bodies. Very scary. It's amazing. Then I saw the dim light of the small hole. There are many bizarre reptiles. After seeing us, are rapidly drilling into smaller holes. Out of the silver star. We're back on a tribal planet. Norton introduced. Inhabitants of primitive tribal planets. Most of them are immigrants from Gok Earth. On the global information network of Passenger Planet, there is a tribe forum where I am a primitive tribe. This tribal forum is the center of power on the primitive tribe planet and base camp. They admire primitive life against science and technology. Ironically, they also can't live without some basic technology products. The development of this primitive tribal planet. That's what this tribal forum is driving. UFOs fly at ultra-low altitudes on primitive tribal planets. There are many plants on the surface of the planet. The scenery is very beautiful. Norton says beware of people on primitive tribal planets. They like to attack others. Their people are not friendly. Not only against technology. I also hate all laws and constraints. Advocate violence. Like the law of the jungle. It's not uncommon for them to kill each other. Sure enough, we saw human bodies exposed on the ground. The big sand scenery is very incompatible with the beautiful environment. Some of the corpses revealed their bones. Norton says people on primitive tribal planets. Their bodies are custom-made on a goblin globe. It has bones. Need to eat food. And we have no bones. No need to eat food. Our nutrition is global transportation. The human factory of the moving network is under program control. Automatically provide our bodies with. And the primitive tribal planet has no human factory equipment. There is no global movement. They are just like you Earthlings. You can only eat food to maintain your body's energy. I see people here are chubby and thin. Different heights. Looks are also very different. Ragged clothes. Almost everyone is armed. There are swords and firearms. And some weapons I can't name. What if these people die in battle? I asked curiously. The consciousness of these people. There are backups on our passing planet. If dead, one can be revived immediately on a passing planet. But this memory on a primitive tribe planet. It's lost. Forum of Primitive Tribes. Setting up satellites over primitive tribal planets. It can be scanned by human factory. Remote monitoring of primitive tribesmen. As soon as a person dies, they know immediately. After the primitive tribesmen were resurrected on the passing planet. If you still want to die, you can also come to the primitive tribe planet to find people to kill each other. Sudair said disdainfully. Primitive tribal planets have no human factories. There is no global movement. And global information network services. On this planet, how to eat is the biggest problem. Worse in other ways. To live here is to suffer. I don't understand why anyone would like to stay here. Willie said, maybe these people like to kill. And it's killing real people. Not killing people in a virtual game. Nowhere else has the opportunity to do so. Only on primitive tribal planets. But he was also killed by others. Ooh. So Dal laughed. Farewell from a primitive tribal planet. We came to the flower star. All kinds of strange plants. Flowers are everywhere. It's like a sea of flowers. We stroll through it. There is a sweet smell in the air. They left me alone. Standing alone in the middle of a cluster of red flowers, wanting to take a picture of me. But I didn't see them. Take out something like a camera. Maybe they have an advanced way to get photos. Norton asked me. This safflower is a species introduced from your Earth. Do you know what kind of flower it is? I don't know. I have seen this flower in my hometown. but I don't know what it's called. This is called Crepe Myrtle on your Earth. Many international guests come here to play. Relax. Here is a good place. Soodle says. It's nice here, but people feel disgusted after staying here for a long time. And Willy agrees. Then we flew to another planet. Soodle piloting a flying saucer, hovering over the planet. Norton instructed the UFO not to land on this planet. Norton says, "This planet is the furthest planet from its star, is the early warning center of a passing galaxy, the main warning for visitors from other planets in the universe. The architecture of this planet is a bit strange. The houses are all sideways. It's a long stretch. I think it may be that the attractive force of this planet is very small. The weight of the object on it is small. Otherwise, such a structure would be destroyed by the attractive forces of the planet." And then, we flew over a small planet again. Saw a huge crashed flying saucer, covered in a thick layer of dust. Sudair flew the saucer over, activated the scanning device to scan the interior of the flying saucer. We are on the virtual screen of the flying saucer. Saw the interior of the crashed ship. There are human bones inside. Norton said these people was a pioneer in the early exploration of our Gothic planet. At that time, our Gok consciousness has not yet been able to back up. These people won't come back to life when they die. These people are true heroes. Later, on a desolate planet, we saw some artificial construction. Traces of building, Norton says. This planet. It's us Goks. A planet whose early transformation failed. The Goks selected some small planets early on to transform. It is believed that small planet modification costs are low. In fact, this approach is wrong. Small planets don't fix air easily, although it is convenient to use the factory to fix the air. But if it fails, air running out can have catastrophic consequences. Sure enough, on this planet, UFO scanning imaging. Let's see inside many houses. Many skeletons hugged together. And Norton said this was a classic human factory. There had been an accident. The air runs out in an instant. The inhabitants of this planet are going to die soon. Most couples and couples die hugging each other. Gok early interstellar development. They risk their lives. Now, like some small planets, it is not easy to fix air. We mainly arrange light virtual people to live on it. We're flying saucers again. Fly to the surface of a huge planet. Norton says it's called Mineral Star. It's big. It was the main site for the early mining of minerals by the Goks. Later, with the advance of technology, Gokoksan people use human factory scanning technology. Transform between different substances. It gets easier. People can put a substance very cheaply. Transform into another substance. Like the gold and silver jewels of your earth. Come to us. It's as cheap as dirt. Then people gradually gave up mining here. The planet is now desolate everywhere. Norton says mineral has many moons. There are dozens of satellites the size of the Earth. In these satellites, there are many that have been developed by the fruit family, inhabited by people. Some are currently under development. We flew by a comet, came to the couple double star. The so-called couple double star is, the two are almost the same size, rotate each other around an axis. At the same time, a pair of planets orbiting a star together. Willy said that some people used to call couples double stars, but some people call it a sister double star. Later, the Goks could replicate themselves, can live forever. No more sisters. People are calling it a couple now. Soodle said that one of the two planets is black. A white person also calls them a black and white binary. Black stars are called male stars. The white star is called an actress. Couple double stars are far from our goblin ball, standing on the Gothic planet. Not easy to attract attention. But couples are not far from our home planet Silver, standing on the silver star. Black and white planets are both big. A prominent poet in the Silver Star Age. A musician? Confessing love between men and women? They like to use the analogy of couples and double stars. They were all used up. This is like our earthling metaphor for love. I like to use the moon to represent. Yes, people in the Silver Age were fascinated by couples. Countless literati paint it as a paradise for infatuated men and women. People fantasize. There are many beautiful boys and girls there. People don't have to work hard, play all day, enjoying the pleasure of sex between men and women, if no other significant, or lose a loved one. Believe on the white star. You can find the woman you love. Women if no other significant, or lose a loved one. Believe on the black star. You can find your beloved man. Then our technology developed. People ascend couple stars. Found that both planets are desolate. Nothing. It's just that the surface matter is different. The reflected light is different. We were flying in a flying saucer over the surface of the black star. We see a huge white star upside down in the sky, like a stone carving about to fall. The white star moves slowly through the sky. Norton said black and white binary stars revolve around each other once. The time required. It doesn't take as long as the moon to orbit the Earth. Now we are also developing couples on a large scale. Passenger Planet's Global Information Network. The ads for couples and double stars can be said to be overwhelming. The selling point is that couples double stars. Couples choice without regrets. But still not many people are willing to come to couple double stars. Long-term residents. Couple double stars are not popular. Soodle says, the congenital conditions of couples and double stars are not good. Sometimes the days are too long. Night is too short. Sometimes the days are too short. The night is too long. Reflected by another planet at night. The sun is blocked by another planet during the day. Make the day not like the day. Night is not like night. In addition, the hardware construction is not in place. Not many people want to live in a couple's double star for a long time. We flew over the surface of the white star in a flying saucer. Saw a huge black star upside down on the head of the white star. The surface of the white star is silvery white. The surface of the black star is dark black. I think too many shadows of Black Star Mountain. It is also one of the reasons why black stars appear black. We didn't land on couple double stars. Fly towards the next target. And we flew to an industrial planet. Although it is an industrial planet, but not a chimney. There are tall metal buildings everywhere. Dense factories. Norton says industrial planets have no air. It's all robots working. The Goks are remotely controlled. After visiting this industrial planet, we flew back to the Gothic planet. There are many planets we have not visited.